Hey folks, welcome back to the Dyson Sphere program. Last time we got a large amount of our power building automation done here at the new mall. Very happy about that. One other thing we did last time was we unlocked the information matrix. So, I think it's time we take a quick detour to set up whatever we can to produce this. Looks like it's going to require processors and these particle broadband components. So we're going to be needing some high purity silicon. And there's only a couple places left in our solar system that have it. We're not going to be able to create a huge amount of it, but I would like to get that trickle started for some of these other research items. So we're going to take a detour from the mall here to go figure out where we're going to set that up. I think it's very important that we proliferate. So we may spend part of this episode building proliferator to send into space. And then if we take a look at the star charts here, in terms of unclaimed silicon, if we look at Alwade 1, I believe there's one patch unclaimed here. I would like to see your not yet planned. Yeah, there's like 124,000 silicon out of 382,000. And if we look at our ice planet, can't remember if there's any here. There was 2 million here, and in terms of not yet claimed, there's another million. So probably Alwade 4 is where we're going to go to make the purple cubes. But all the coal that we need for proliferator is here. So I think we start out here. We're gonna send some proliferator into space. Then we're gonna go to Alwade 4. Build purple cubes, and then ship them back home. Let's turn off yield icons for a second. So my interplanetary towers, my interstellar towers are over here. You're full. You're full as well. And you're full. So we're gonna need another interstellar tower, and we're gonna need to feed it some proliferator. So this looks like a really good place to do that. Let's head over here. Let's start by making sure we have the tower we need and the interstellar vessels. Oh, it's right there. Okay. So let's craft an interstellar logistics station. We're going to need some particle containers. I have some of those here. Let's craft one of you. And then we're going to need some of the interstellar vessels. Not sure I have any, but I believe we set up production on them, so let's go see. Down over here at the end, I believe, we should have a few. All we really need is 10. Looks like we do have some. All right, let me grab a stack of 50, why not? Let's head over in this direction. And, excuse me, let's set down another interstellar tower. Hopefully along a line so that these are kind of like forming up. We don't really have a good line here, but something like that should be fine, I guess. Okay. We've got an oil seep. We've got some coal over here. Let's get you powered up. And your job is going to be, at least initially, to provide Proliferator Mark III. So you're going to demand locally, supply remotely. That seems fine. Is there anything in transit for you? Let's throw in some various bots. Looks like there is a little bit coming here. I don't know of a way to... Maybe this is just local storage, because I don't want to pull out of the other planetary tower. That's doing something else. So maybe we'll just feed in here and supply remotely. All right, so Proliferator Mark III. How many do we want? At least 60 per minute, right? Probably a little bit more than that. Because we're going to have multiple belts that we're going to want to proliferate into the purple cube production, and belts we're going to want to pull out. So let's aim a little bit bigger. Let's see what we can actually make here. Let's say we do something like this. And you're going to make Proliferator Mark III. What can you make? You can make 30... You can make 30 units per minute, which comes with 60 sprays. So that's, what, 1,800 sprays per minute? So actually two of these is probably fine. Right? Two of those are fine. If we can power these on and get them providing this much proliferator into the tower, that's more than enough. Yeah, that should be fine. I guess I'll move these one closer. Like this. And as it happens, that puts you in this wireless charging tower. So that's great. That's a nice little bonus. All right, let's do your outputs, and we'll figure out what your inputs look like. Okay, you need graphene, or rather carbon nanotubes, and Proliferator Mark II. So you need twice as much Proliferator Mark II as you're going to produce. So we're producing 60 per minute. We need 120 Mark IIs and 60 graphene. Now, I don't know how much graphene production we actually have. But can we get enough to... Can we get enough to supply you? Where's graphene? Or not graphene, carbon nanotubes. I don't even know if we have that here. I don't think we do. So I know we're producing carbon nanotubes somewhere. I know we have graphene available for sure. We don't have it in this line anywhere, it seems. Yeah, we did not set that up here. Graphene and carbon nanotubes. So let's go over to where that's being produced if I can figure out where that is. This might take me 2 episodes to get set up, but that's okay, right? Where would the graphene be? Somewhere over here, right? So let's see. We've got graphene over here. We've got a lot of graphene here. It's being distributed to a few people. Provide to other distributors. Okay. Do you need... You have bots. Okay, so you're providing graphene around. There's a lot of it here. Where's it being used? Is it being used to make diamonds? No. So that it would be used in making, what, titanium crystals? Graphene's coming in here, looks like. Yeah, you're requesting. So the graphene is going into... Wow, it's coming all the way over here. And what? It's providing another route connection for somebody? Somebody needed graphene somewhere? Yikes. Oh, the towers would make this so much easier if I'd set... well, I didn't have them earlier. Are we producing carbon nanotubes anywhere or not? I can't tell. I don't even know what they're used for. I don't know who's requesting it. We would have to, like, follow a logistics bot and see where they're being taken. Like, where are you guys going? Let me follow you, little bot friend. Where are you taking your graphene and what's happening to it? Wait, you're coming here? Because you're requesting. Okay, and then you come over here. I think these are looping. I think these are looping back and forth. Yeah, they're coming from here to there and then from there to here. Oh, that's an abomination. That's just terrible. I don't think you're supporting who you were supporting anymore. So we're going to turn you off. I don't think we need you anymore. Which means really nobody's using this graphene at all, as far as I can tell. You're not... No, some of it's coming out here. And going into... Okay, you're making carbon nanotubes, which are being used for... proliferator. Okay, that makes sense. All right. So this collection is totally useless. Let's just reverse this for now. Let's reverse the path. Let's reverse the sorter here. Feed this back in. That's hilarious. These were just looping for like 12 hours of gameplay. Okay, so there's a stockpile there that we'll use up eventually over here. I think we have more than we can actually use. Like that'll get used up eventually here, making proliferator. The rest of it, not so much. What about you? You have space. You do not. What if we fed some of that graphene into a planetary tower? Because there's all of it over here. I mean, look at this. Yeah, what if we feed some of it into a planetary tower and route it somewhere else? Like back to the mall, for example. I think that makes sense, right? Let's turn you into graphene. Why not? And let's get you fed. One ought to do the trick. Maybe we'll go like this. And then over here and in. That seems fine. Get a sorter going. Okay, so there's some graphene we can turn into carbon nanotubes, but we're going to need, I think, chemical plants for it, and there might be a byproduct. We'll have to check that out. You need to request graphene. All right, that'll feed into that tower. You're set to supply graphene, so it'll come in from here once the bots arrive. That's good. Okay, so we'll have graphene in the planetary tower network. Now, we need to head back over to the mall, which is over here. All right. And we have, I think, one spare slot over here. I can't remember if we actually have one or not. Yeah, we have one spare slot over here. So let's get graphene going. Let's demand it. Some of it will come over here. There's a little bit available, right? Okay. We'll set this filter to graphene. That's fine. Then graphene becomes available over here. And then where are we building... Where are we actually using the graphene? Where are the big towers? Over here, right? Over here's where we actually want it. So that's not too far for it to go. I feel like it can get there. Can it get there faster from somewhere else? It might actually get here faster from... I don't think we need to... I think it's fine. I think it's fine. We'll call for it over here. This is an interstellar, so we'll call for the graphene over here from a logistics network, right? You need carbon nanotubes. How many carbon nanotubes do you need? 60 per minute? Okay, let's start there. We've got a source of graphene available. Let's talk about carbon nanotubes. So we don't have that weird random ore. All right. So if we want 60 graphene or carbon nanotubes per minute feeding in here, then we need 90 graphene and some titanium ingots. That we can do, right? That's fine. And we need a pair of chemical plants, which is a little bit more complicated. It is chemical plant, right? For this? Yeah, chemical facility. So, need to make 2 chemical plants. I think we need 2. How many do we need? this can produce 15 times a minute. So it can produce 60 per minute, and we need, I believe, exactly that much. 60 per minute. Yeah, so we need 1 chemical plant. Okay. Let's craft 1 chemical plant. Okay, we'll set this down over here. I'd like to build away from... What is that? I'd like to, like, yeah, I'd like to not block these belts. I guess there's enough room there as long as we build away here. So, okay. You are going to make one of the ingredients. I think that's fine. We'll have a belt come around from this side to here. Oh, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to go from here like this, I guess. Okay. So you're going to produce carbon nanotubes. Okay. Your output becomes input. There's not going to be room with this setup. I need to move it back one. Production of carbon nanotubes. Let's move you back one. There we go. That looks fine. Okay. Output your carbon nanotubes. Suck up the carbon nanotubes. And then the other thing you need is Proliferator Mark II. So we'll have a belt for those. That comes over here somewhere. Probably we need to leave room for the input belts. Okay. So yeah, you're going to produce carbon nanotubes, and that requires graphene and titanium. We can make that happen for you. Yes, we can. Pair of belts. We will put in the graphene and the titanium ingots. So titanium ingot should be here. Graphene should be here. There's graphene. There's titanium ingots. Okay. Graphene, titanium ingots. Request graphene. Request titanium ingots. Okay. So graphene and titanium ingots go into the plant, which makes carbon nanotubes, which feeds into these producers. That's a good start, it looks like. Let's get some power going here. That looks good. Get another one right here. Okay. These guys should start producing carbon nanotubes for me. Graphene will take a little bit longer to get here. Okay, there's the graphene. You're making carbon nanotubes. Excellent. Okay. So now this belt, we need to put on Mark II. And we need to pull in... You're going to be doing 30 recipes per minute, so you're going to need 60. So yeah, sorter Mark II should be fine, reaching across 2 tiles. This belt needs to be reversed. So we need sorter Mark IIs on here, right? Right. Okay. Let's figure out the sorter Mark II recipe. And how much do we need? I think we said 120. So this belt is going to feed those in. Let's have it come around the edge here. Maybe down this way? Yeah, that looks good. Okay. So, what do we need to get 120? What do we need to do to get 120 Proliferator Mark IIs going? Let's take a look. Proliferator Mark II. We can make 60 per minute. Okay, so we need 2 of these. Copy and paste. Seems good. We'll do sorters for the output. That means the rest of this belt we don't really need. Okay. You're going to be producing... You need a little bit of power, looks like. Stick something there. Seems fine. Okay. You need sorter mark 1 and diamonds. Diamonds we can provide. That's not a problem. We'll throw down a depot. And the depot will give you diamonds from the network. Oh, that's interesting. There's a little bit of weirdness with the grid here. Because, like, we can go in front of that one, but we cannot go in front of this one. Okay, we'll see how that plays out. What's your input rate? You need twice as many of the Proliferator Mark 1, but we can make that happen as well. So, actually, if we want to make that happen, where's the coal? Coal's nearby. Oh, I turned veins off. Where's the coal? We had coal over here. Yeah, coal's right there. We're gonna want the coal to come in here. And we're gonna want... Or not the coal, the Proliferator Mark 1. And we're gonna want this to be actually one further away. So, come down like this. And you'll feed in diamonds. Right? What does that count as for you? That's a 3 grid trip, so you're going to be doing 60 diamonds per minute. Is that sufficient? It's exactly sufficient. Okay, that'll work. Okay. And then we'll have a belt coming this way with Proliferator Mark 1. Don't need you. Don't need you. Or the one under there for that matter. Can I sneakily get you? Yep, okay. Let's go ahead and get more inputs. So this is going to be Proliferator Mark 1 coming in. And then we need a logistics distributor requesting diamonds. Request diamonds. 2 available routes. That looks good. Okay. So now we just need this, which is made directly from coal. And we need 120 per minute of those. Let's get that set up. You know what? Let's wrap it around here. Let's make it nice and tidy. Can I get you to come like this? So let's delete that. Let's reverse this and connect it up, hopefully. Looks like it can pick it up off a corner if you build the sorter first. I'm pretty sure you can't connect to a corner, but if the sorter's already there, it'll work. All right, so now we just need a couple more producers here. Or is this made in a smelter, or is this made in, what is this made in? Half a second. So this will make 120. This will make 120 per second on its own. Okay. Then let's just line it up nice and tidy. This is actually turning into a sweet little build. I'm kind of happy with how this turned out. That looks good. So you're gonna need coal coming in. So let's tighten this up a little bit. Your output will be like so. Right? Yep, looks good. Here's your output. You're gonna make Proliferator Mark 1. You're gonna make 120 per minute based on 120 coal input, which is going to come from over this away. Yes, very nice. Okay. Looking good. So this is going to put 60 Mark IIs per minute into the network, into the interplanetary network. So one spray can handle 60 items. So like 6 sprays is 360 items per minute. That's 10% of what we're producing here. So this is all very, very doable, I think. What I'm planning to build, rather, will work with just this little bit of proliferator. This is kind of a sweet blueprint. I might copy this. Although the problem is you have to have local logistic spots to provide this stuff, so maybe I won't. Never mind. So we need 120 coal per minute. Let's get a miner down or two. There's 180 per minute. That's more than enough. So if we connect you up and power you on, then all of a sudden our whole little factory here should work. So we're 25 minutes in, but we've got the proliferator set up for our purple science build. It's going to be available on Allwade 4, which I feel like is a pretty good... I feel like that's a pretty good, like, use of my time of 25 minutes of an episode. We can go to Allwade and start setting up. We're going to need to set up the whole chain for processors and the photon thingamies. That's their technical name. More informally, they're known as particle broadbands. Yeah, particle broadbands. But most people call them photon thingies. Now, what's going on here? Why aren't you... What are you not pulling in? You're not getting diamonds? I don't have an output, that's why. This is why you always watch the build after it's complete. Okay, so diamonds go on here. You start producing Mark II. Okay, you flow around here along with the titanium and the graphene, which is successfully making carbon nanotubes for me. You start going in here, and you guys start outputting beautiful conveyor sprayers. Now, should I... What happens if I proliferate the sprayer? Does it get more sprays, or does it... I don't remember how that works. Do I want to proliferate this? I can't remember. Does it tell me in here? If all raw materials with this recipe are sprayed with proliferators, you gain extra output. So that's not super helpful. We could, if we brought it back around and sprayed this and this, then we would get more output here. That might be worth doing. Just a little, squeeze out 25% more. So 25% of 60 is 15. So we'd be getting 75 per minute. We'd be using a little bit of it to actually do the spraying. Maybe that's worth doing. We just spray the inputs. Let's see. Can I make that happen? We have a sprayer here. Let's see. I'm going to need a few of these for the build. Let's get 10 of these going. Maybe we'll spray the inputs. Seems reasonable, right? Let me turn that sideways. I need to... I might have to move... I'm going to have to move this power tower for sure. You got to go. You can't be in the way. I think that's better. I think we can sneak past that. And then who's not powered now? Everybody still powered? Everybody's good. Yeah. I think our limiting right now, our limiting factor is diamonds. That's okay. Let's get another sprayer over here. I'd like to line these up if I can. Which way is closest? I think probably that's better. And then we're going to have a line of sprayer coming through here. Going into this one. Right? And then we just take it off the line. And then we need a splitter with a priority to go here first until it backs up. Right. 1, 2, 3. Splitter for you and me. Is there one that's good here? Yeah, that one's good. That one's great. Okay. You go in there, you go to there. You come over here and connect up to this. Like so. And then your priority becomes this filter. I love... This is one really nice feature. Regardless of which way you're facing, the icon in this interface, this splitter priority and filter interface, shifts around to face the same direction as the belt. I really like that. Okay, yeah, diamonds are our limiter here. But once this is set up, it will spray the inputs, so we'll get more proliferator out. And it'll go into the tower here. Okay, so we're prepared to... We're going to supply remotely local storage, because we don't want local people pulling out of here. That's our proliferator build for today. We're 2/3 of the way through the episode, but now... we can go to Alwade 4. Now, I don't remember whether or not we have planetary towers on Alwade 4, so I better bring one with me. What else might I need to bring with me that I don't have a lot of? We don't need power. We have mining machines. We won't need oil extractors or water pumps. We have belts, right? Yeah, I've got 2,400 belts. Sorters, splitters. We've got a few spray coaters now. We've got storage. We've got production facilities, arc smelters, we've got miners. Yeah, the only thing I really need is one of each of the planetary and interstellar logistics stations. So I need 2 of these, for which it looks like I need some titanium. Let me take a stack of this out. Let's make 2 of these, and then we're going to need 1 of these as soon as they're done producing. Okay. Nice. And then we have some bots, I think. We have some of those. We could use a few more of the low tier, because 50 fills up 1 planetary station. Let me go snag a few of those, and then we'll head off to Alwade 4 and look at the silicon. Figure out what we're going to do there. So we're going to call down... We are going to call down the proliferator we just made for pretty much every step of this process for the purple cubes. And get a few more of you. Seems good. Maybe a few more of you as well. Just top up. Okay, this looks all right. How are we for defenses if we need to? I could use some missile turrets. Probably some missiles. Got a couple signal towers and planetary defense bases. Yes, missile turrets I could use. So let me head over to the old mall, which is... here. Okay. We'll grab a couple missile turrets and we'll be on our way. All right. You know, if you've got some to spare, no, we'll just leave those there. Missile turrets. Is that this? Okay, let's grab these. All right, let's head to Alwade 4 and see about making some purple cubes. Where's Alwade 4? Yeah, we're going to you. Do I have an indicator? I feel like I don't. I don't know what happened there. Give me an indicator, please. There we go. Now I have one. Okay. All right. So yeah, it's kind of hard to launch because the gravity of the planet keeps trying to pull your trajectory down. But once you get your speed up, you're kind of good. All right, Alwade 4 has, I believe, like 1 or 2 silicon patches left. We're going to consume the entirety of one of them to produce these purple cubes. One thing we are going to want to do is, if by some miracle our entire network is full of purple cubes, we are going to want an overflow line sending at least the processors and probably the photon thingamies, the particle broadbands, I think, back to the network, so that this is going to keep producing until we just suck up the entire vein. So we don't want to waste time that could be spent on something else, if that's available. Okay, let's take a look at the planet. We've got iron and titanium. We might have a copper problem. We might need all of that copper. More iron. There's coal there. We've got to use whatever silicon is available. Okay, so there's 18 silicon veins here with iron right next to it. We might be using that one. Let me keep looking, just make sure I don't miss anything. There's 19 veins there, but those are being exploited already. I think this 18 is the only other one on the planet, but I'm not 100% on that. So there's 19 there and 18 there. And then there's 4 copper veins over here. Yeah, I think this is the one we're going to use. We're going to head this way, and we're going to make purple cubes out of it. Okay, so let's figure this out. We want to make the purple cubes, for which we will need processors and photon particles, or particle broadband. Graphene, we might have to ship in from another planet. Plastic we'll have to ship in from another planet because while we have titanium here, graphene, I believe, we can only get from... Oh, we could get it from the fire ice, actually. We have those two orbital collectors. We could call down the fire ice. We could make some graphene here and siphon off the deuterium into, I guess, some storage tanks for now. We don't really need fusion power here. Oh, this has a problem again. That's back home. I got to deal with that later. So maybe that's our first step, because we're going to need graphene here. Maybe we set up the fire ice stuff, because we could just call that down from the sky and turn it into resources. So once we have the graphene, we can definitely make the carbon nanotubes. We're going to need some of this silicon here to make the crystals. And then the plastic we will have to call in from off-planet. So this is turning into a multi-episode build to get these purple cubes going. But I think that's okay. I think that's okay. Yeah. Why don't we start by calling down the fire ice locally? So what do we have on the planet in terms of network? We have this tower, which I believe is interplanetary, right? Yeah, interstellar logistics, but it's sending a bunch of stuff away. Is that the only tower we have on the planet? I think it is. Okay, so we can put down an interstellar right here. Where it makes sense. Right up here somewhere. We'll set our interstellar down here. Sure, sure. So you come here like this. Oh, this is really close to the pole. Let me back off the pole a little bit. That seems fine. So we're going to need you for a couple things. We're going to need to demand plastic. We're going to supply locally, demand remotely. We are going to also demand fire ice. We're going to supply locally, demand remotely. I believe there's like an infinite supply of this on the gas giant, so we'll just leave this at 10,000. And then later, I don't know what else we might need to do here in terms of interstellar, but we're going to demand, well, we're going to be local storage because we're going to feed it in, and we're going to supply remote. We're going to send purple cubes off planet. That's the goal. All right, let's get the power grid over here somehow. Let's go on the far side like this. Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll start stringing towers over towards power. You can go over there. You can go over there. And then we can fly over. And put down one more to connect them up. Okay. We should, once this powers up, see fire ice coming in from the orbital collectors immediately. Yep, there they go. Off to the gas giant to get, look at this, amazing. Fire ice in transit. Okay, so the next thing we want to do, we've only got a few minutes left in the episode. The next thing we're going to want to do is belt out the fire ice and turn it into graphene and hydrogen, right? That makes sense to me. I don't know if we want to fractionate it here. We're going to need to do something with it. I guess we're going to need like a crap ton of these storage tanks. They can hold 10,000, so they'll hold us for a while. Let me make like, let's make 5 of these and let's see what we can do here. Can these stack? I don't think they can. But like if we have a line of fire ice coming out here and then like chemical plants turning it into, which way do we want to go? I mean, we're going to need the graphene over here. So maybe we kind of like, we'll pull out a little bit from here. Like maybe out to here. And then there's the pole, so we want to build east-west if we can. I guess it would be best to actually not do it this way. Be best to pull it down to a lower latitude. Maybe we'll come down like this. And we'll build and send it over here. You know what I mean? So you're going to be fire ice. And then if we want to make graphene out of fire ice, we need chemical facilities, which I don't think I brought any with me, and I don't know if I can make them. All right, chemical plants. Do I have glass on me? Of course I don't. I have 1 piece of glass. All right, so part of what we need to do here is figure out the math too. Wow, you guys are super annoying, huh? I guess we're doing this. Thank you very much. All right, so I think what I need to do here, we have a plan, right? We got our oh, that's the other thing we need here. We need to bring in the proliferator, don't we? Yes. We need to request. We're going to demand remotely and supply locally. So did I not put this into an interstellar tower down there? I thought I did. Oh, maybe I put it into a planetary tower. We are demanding from remote. Okay, so we got a plan, but we also have some problems. Surprise, surprise. So the quest for purple cube science will continue in the next episode. I'm going to figure out the math on what we can supply here. We can probably supply quite a bit. I know we have like 300, I think on the orbital collectors, it was like 150 fire ice per minute on each of them. So I think we can supply like 300 fire ice and we can turn that into, let's see. Fire ice can go 1-to-1 into graphene and half as much hydrogen. We could maybe do 300 graphene per minute, which would let us do... Is that per minute? Let's see. Yeah. We can supply 300 fire ice, and then 30 times a recipe, 30 times a minute, we make 2 graphene. So that's 300 graphene per minute. For carbon nanotubes, we can turn that into 200 carbon nanotubes per minute. And that can be turned into, this was for the, was this for the processor? No, this was for microcrystalline, doesn't need it. Circuit boards don't need it. We might need to bring some copper here as well. But so we can get 200 carbon nanotubes per minute, and we can turn that into half as many. We can make 100 particle broadbands per minute. So with 100 particle broadbands, we could make 100 cubes per minute. That seems pretty good. I think 90 per minute is what we have down below for the other cubes. And we'll need the crystal. We'll need crystals from here, but we'll also need it to make high purity silicon for the rest of the recipes. There's a lot to do to get this purple science up and running. And then once it is, we'll go back to the malt. So expect like 2 or 3 more, probably 3 more episodes to get this up and running. But once it is, we'll have a whole bunch of tech to unlock with the purple cubes. I'm going to call it here for this episode. Thanks as always, guys, for watching. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.